Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 20. Then God spoke all these words. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out from the land of Egypt, where you were slaves. You shall have no other gods beside me. You shall not make any carved image for yourself or a likeness of anything in heaven above, or on the earth below, or in the waters under the earth. Do not bow down to them or be subservient to them, for I the Lord your God am a jealous God. I follow up on the guilt of the fathers with their children, their grandchildren, and their great-grandchildren, if they also hate me. But I show mercy to thousands who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not permit anyone who misuses his name to escape unpunished. Remember the Sabbath day by setting it apart as holy. 6 days you are to serve and do all your regular work, but the seventh day shall be a Sabbath rest to the Lord your God. Do not do any regular work, neither you, nor your sons or daughters, nor your male or female servants, nor your cattle, nor the alien who is residing inside your gates, for in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and everything that is in them, but he rested on the seventh day. In this way the Lord blessed the seventh day and made it holy. Honor your father and your mother so that you may spend many days on the land that the Lord your God is giving to you. You shall not commit murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, his male servant, his female servant, his ox, his donkey, or anything else that belongs to your neighbor. All the people saw and heard the thunder and the lightning and the sound of the ram's horn and the mountain smoking. The people saw, and they trembled and stood far away. Then they said to Moses, Speak with us yourself, and we will listen, but do not let God speak with us, or we will die. Moses said to the people, Do not be afraid, for God has come to test you, so that you may always fear him, so that you do not sin. Exodus chapter 32, verses 1 through 32. When the people saw that it took so long for Moses to come down from the mountain, the people gathered around Aaron and said to him, Get up, make a god for us, who will go before us, because this Moses, the man who brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we do not know what has become of him. Aaron said to them, Pull off the gold earrings from your wives and sons and daughters and bring them to me. All the people pulled off their gold earrings and brought them to Aaron. He took what they handed him and shaped it with an engraving tool and made it into a bull calf cast out of metal. Then they said, This is your God, Israel, which brought you up out of the land of Egypt. When Aaron saw this, he built an altar in front of it, and Aaron made a proclamation. He said, Tomorrow shall be a festival to the Lord. They got up early the next day and offered burnt offerings and brought fellowship offerings. Then the people sat down to eat and to drink and got up to celebrate wildly. The Lord spoke to Moses, Hurry down, because your people, whom you brought up out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. They have quickly turned from the way which I commanded them. They have made a calf for themselves out of metal and have worshipped it. They have sacrificed to it and said, This is your God, Israel, which brought you up out of the land of Egypt. The Lord said to Moses, I have seen these people, and they certainly are a stiff-necked people. So now leave me alone, so that my anger can burn hot against them, so that I may consume them and make you into a great nation. Moses begged the Lord his God and said, O Lord, why does your anger burn against your people, whom you have brought out of the land of Egypt with great power and with a mighty hand? Why should the Egyptians say, He brought them out for an evil purpose, to kill them in the mountains and to consume them from the face of the earth? Turn back from your fierce anger and change your mind about inflicting disaster on your people. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, your servants, to whom you swore by your own self. You said to them, I will multiply your seed like the stars of the sky, and I will give all this land that I have spoken about to your seed, and they shall inherit it forever. Then the Lord changed his mind about the disaster which he said he would inflict on his people. Moses turned and went down the mountain, with the 2 tablets of the testimony in his hand, tablets that were written on both sides, written on one side and on the other. The tablets were the work of God, and the writing was the writing of God, engraved on the tablets. When Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said to Moses, "There is the noise of war in the camp." Moses said, "It is not the sound of people who shout for victory. Neither is it the sound of people who cry because of defeat. But I do hear the sound of people who are celebrating." As soon as Moses came near the camp, he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moses' anger burned. So he threw the tablets out of his hands and broke them at the foot of the mountain. He took the calf that they had made, burned it with fire, ground it to powder, and scattered it on the water. Then he made the people of Israel drink it. Moses said to Aaron, "What did these people do to you, that you have brought such a great sin on them?" Aaron said, "Do not let the anger of my Lord burn. You know these people. They are set on evil, so they said to me, 'Make a god for us, who will go ahead of us, because this Moses, the man who brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we do not know what has become of him.' So I said to them, 'Whoever has any gold, pull it off.' So they gave it to me. I threw it into the fire and out came this calf." When Moses saw that the people were out of control, for Aaron had let them get so out of control that they were disgraced among their enemies, Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, "Whoever is on the Lord's side, come to me." All the descendants of Levi gathered themselves together to Moses. He said to them, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says, every man is to strap his sword on his thigh and go back and forth throughout the camp, from one gate of the camp to the other, and every man is to kill his brother, and every man his friend, and every man his neighbor." The Levites did what Moses said, and that day about 3,000 men from among the people fell. Moses said, "Begin your service of the Lord today. Yes, because every man among you took a stand against his son and against his brother, the Lord is bestowing a blessing on you today." On the next day Moses said to the people, "You have committed a very serious sin. Now I will go up to the Lord. Perhaps I can gain atonement for your sin." Moses returned to the Lord and said, "Yes, this people has committed a very serious sin. They have made a god of gold for themselves. Yet now, if you will, please forgive their sin, and if not, please erase me from your book, which you have written."